Hey, Richard from the Steady Peddler. Hey, I'm here with my Express 750. Just got back from a nice ride. We knocked out about 25 miles or so. So a great bike. And the only thing we ran into that really can make the bikes a lot more fun is to be able to ride some more distances. So you might have seen some of the posts that we had this year. My riding pal Larry and I both did birthday rides. He's 76, I'm 77. And so we did rides of those distances. And so a 70-mile ride is pretty much insurmountable unless you have some extra batteries. So we used some extra batteries, including ones that we had on the bike and one extra that we had along with us. But let me just show you, if you decide to go for a secondary battery, this is an electric all-wheel bracket. That's a slide mount bracket that works with all of the Expedition style batteries. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is a 14 amp hour battery that would come off of a Expedition, Trike, X Premium. Okay, it's all locked in. And that battery would give you the same capacity all over again as the 14 amp hour battery that comes in your Express. If you have an XPeak 2.0, this would be 14 amp hour that you could add to your 20 amp hour long range battery or whatever battery you have in the XPeak. There is a 17.5 battery that also is available that will fit in the XPeak 2.0 or in the Express 750 Triangle. And if you decide to get the 17.5 battery, I'll have some instructions on fitting that on the Express because it's just a little bit tight, but it does fit. Now, in addition to that, you can also go to a Hailong battery in a bag. So if you don't want to go this route, where you have a slide mount battery, you can go this route. So you can get a little battery that comes in a bag. These Hailong batteries, we've used these on our 2.0 and 3.0 bikes. It's a great way to go. You can strap it under here on the frame. You can strap it on top of the frame. So there's lots of options on what you can do with that. Also, you could stick it on your rear rack and strap it down that way too. So those are some options for you on extra batteries. Obviously, you're going to want to use a battery balancer. And the one we recommend is the Date X2 from Electric All Wheel. And that's because it's got printed circuitry. It runs very cool, very little power loss, and that's an excellent way to go. Several ways you can mount it. You can mount it inside the frame. You can mount it outside the frame. You can mount it in your utility bag that you have your battery in. So the other battery option is obviously you can get, if you have a secondary battery that came with your bike. So if you've got another one of these frame mounted batteries that came with your bike, you can mount that on the rear rack, and then you can use an accessory plug. And so you mount it back on the rack in a bag. You can use an accessory plug to be able to get the power out of these 6 pins. You can't do that on the XPeak 2.0, but you can on the Express. So, and also that is an option on the XPeak 1.0 because it had that same 6-pin battery. So those are just some ideas for you. I'll give you a link to in the description to some of these different battery options and to some of the parts that you're going to need. And so hopefully that'll give you some tracks to run on. But the secret to all long distance and higher speed riding is to go with a secondary battery. This is Richard from the Steady Peddler.